Hello, it's been a long time since I've done a video on my page. I've gone through hell and back, metaphysically speaking, and it's only now that I'm actually feeling well enough, both internally, physically, and emotionally to show up today to do this video. I think I've done a video probably like a couple of months ago when I got this auric spray, the Kuan Yin from Amanda Ellis, who created this spray. She's from the UK. But other than that, I've been pretty quiet. Just haven't been in the mood, and it's purely because my body just shut down and I've been experiencing chronic pain probably since February. Since the mandates were sort of getting imposed in Victoria, and my body just said, no, you're not doing this, and it made me physically ill, and I was crippled. I couldn't walk. I had a really bad sciatic pain on my right side, and it wasn't a fun experience, I can tell you. So I've been busy sort of just getting better, and the only reason I got better is that I got out of the organization that I was working at, or more or less I got terminated, which was a blessing in disguise. And through that, over the last probably 5 weeks, I've actually really fully recovered, which is great, because it's just made me realize I did not belong there, and it was really just holding me back in that 3D matrix. And now I'm very fortunate. I'm now doing a lot more 5D work, which is what I feel that is my mission to do here, to be of service to others, and to work in that realm where it's sort of like you're doing something of a higher service. It's not about me anymore. It's like for the greater collective. And I feel like that's going to happen a lot better now. And my body is really good at communicating when I'm not in alignment. It really shows me very quickly through physical pain. So I'm very well aware now that I must listen to my body, because it tells me straight away if I'm out of alignment. So I just was doing some work at the computer, and I thought it's time for a break, and it'd be nice to connect with Kuan Yin, the Ascended Master, and just see if anything needs to come through light codes. It'd be nice to do a bit of a cleanse for myself and anyone else that may receive this. There's a lot going on energetically right now. We are in, well, this is like a multiverse, there's a lot of different timelines playing out for every person, and it all comes down to your inner world and your state of consciousness. So if you are feeling, we're in war and life is hard, and and just thinking negative and in judgment, then you're in a 3D, But if you're starting to awaken, okay, something's not right here. Like, why are we having this on the news? Is it a distraction? And you're sort of picking up that there is a lot of polarity, duality is right in the forefront right now. Then that's a 4D state of consciousness. And when you get into 5D, it's more like you're sitting in the middle, quite neutral, but you're aware that we are all in oneness. We are all interconnected. So everyone's showing us a reflection of ourselves where we need to heal. And you need to be in a sort of state of forgiveness and compassion and sort of self-love, as well as giving love, and vibrating in a love frequency. And elevating into that step of Christ consciousness. And the state of Christ consciousness is thinking, what would Jesus do in this moment? How would he show up? And, from what we've learned is that he always came from compassion, radical acceptance, unconditional love. And that's really hard for us, because in our human form, we have been indoctrinated with certain beliefs. And anything that doesn't fulfill our expectations, we judge, we scorn, we have an opinion about it. And it's not always positive, it can be quite critical. So it's a difficult place to be in, but when you can come from that place of just being the observer, and not taking sides, and realizing that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, don't take ourselves so seriously, then we can start to play in this interesting playground. It can become like the Garden of Eden if we really wanted to. So I think my intention today is just to feel some more healing, opening up my chakras, giving thanks to God, the divine Heavenly Father, for his, I know that he's been putting me through all these tests, and, there is a higher purpose for me, and I had to pass to get to this level. So I'm not upset at what happened to me. I think it was probably the best thing that's ever happened. I've enjoyed, having time off, being a lady of leisure, and just looking for work. And, it's really interesting. I had 3 offers and I rejected all 3. Why? Because it still had this 3D matrix model and it just didn't feel right. But the last one, I didn't actually apply for it. It sort of came to me. And when I looked at the PD, I was like, wow, that's me. Like, I can do that. So it's interesting how the universe works and how people in your life also play a role in the synchronicity of divine timing. And I think for me right now, I'm just truly grateful. Like, I'm just absolutely blown away at the people that I hadn't heard from have really shown up and surprised me with this, beautiful role that I just can't wait to start. I'm just so excited. And there's lots of other, interactions that I'm having with people that are also in this 5D state of consciousness, and we are just creating, deliberately creating some amazing things for people to experience in months to come. So I think I really just want to give thanks to everything that's happened. I'm so grateful. I feel so abundant right now. And I know it's purely because I did all that work. I had to push through the murkiness of it. I have been through the trenches and back, and it was full on. It was really, really painful. It really tested and actually made me grow up. If anything, I feel like stronger. I feel like I've had my own ascension, my own upgrades. My DNA has been upgraded, my physical, my software, everything has been upgraded now, and I feel like I'm just at this place of happiness. And I give thanks to this merkaba. Like, this has changed my life. Every time I wear this, something comes in unexpectedly, and it's like a curveball, but it's a fantastic curveball, because it's like, wow, this is a different timeline. And I've noticed that I'm jumping in different timelines and having to make choices. And it's been really interesting joyride, I must say. But I truly feel very blessed that having found this and having my faith in it, I can definitely notice a shift in my transformation and in my ascension process. I'm also in the process of writing a book, and I'm just now in the process of getting it edited. So I've written over 46,000 words. It's 19 chapters. It's called A Journey from the Heart Center. What is it now called? Journey from the Ego to the Heart Center. That's right. And once it gets reviewed and editorial has been done, copy editing and getting the structure of the sentences right, then I would like to find a publisher, get the book cover done and get it out there for people to read. It's all about the last 10 years. It's a personal memoir of how I have moved through the different states of consciousness, and that was all part of the spiritual awakening, the radical awakening. There's the death of the ego, There's a Kundalini awakening. Like it's all there. Like everything that I've experienced, you know, even just learning Reiki and being exposed to mindfulness was the catalyst of the third eye opening, and that just opened up my whole world to this new sense of being, this new state of being. So, you know, I think mindfulness was the key. When I started to meditate, everything started to shift. And then, you know, it all actually began 10 years ago when my mum passed away. So that was like the most tragic thing. But from the tragedy comes the beauty, because now I can look back and go, wow, like what an achievement, you know, to have all these beautiful experiences that has made me the person that I am today. So I have no regrets. Like, as much as I miss her in the physical form, I have a greater knowing now that she's all around me. And it's a non-physical presence that I'm always connecting to, and it's the energy and her vitality. You know, when I laugh, she's laughing with me, you know, so I don't miss her as much now, because I've realized she actually hasn't gone. She's still here. So this book is also a celebration to say thank you. Like, your passing has been the greatest gift for me as well. So yeah, so I'm shuffling the Kuan Yin and just setting my intention. What message do I need to know? What message do we need to know as a collective of how we can stay present and sit in this 5D state of consciousness of beautiful new earth, where we can be more neutral, more connected in oneness, let go of separation and come back to unity with God, and also the God within each all of us. Sound the fear's flute. Oh, and ironically, it's my favorite number, 29. So I'm not going to read it just yet. I think I might just put this spray. Ask for Kuan Yin. Is there anything, message he wants to talk, or maybe it's not talk, but it's the frequency. What vibration, what light codes and light language does Kuan Yin need to bring through her cards? Sound the fierce flute. My presence commanded
Eko to my umay to ayu to I shut a high woman. Eko shut a tamaya to umay ayu mareketo. I should a ma, uyamata, I shut a aika. Oyama Aisha. Akoto ayamanta I to Aimaika shut a ma. Eko shot on my to Aya shita mahima, I shot a daramaka, I shot all. Eko shot a ma aita, I shot a time, Hekota amaha. Eko shototama shata ama shototor kototorama kita au shototore. Eko totorama ai shototorama ikata sho oma ai oto oyo aisha. E shototo oyo ma e ocho ai ka ai me oi ta ai moto to aisha. Washata ta ai kototor a shototor o shototor me kita a. Iko toto oya shitama ta oya me kita a shototor kita ai ho. E shototorama ai shototoro totorama rita kisha dama kita tayo. Eko toto ayo toto remika I shot the tarakasha I shosha manta tahistai I shot the tore so I my ayo toto iko my ayo toto ayo isha I shot toto ayo in my chasho my ayo ya shoya daya eko shoja my isha and toto ayo to make to choyo toyo my ayo to ah chashi yo I my taka isha toto ramaka chatoy ma e shot the tore iko to shot the tore e shot the tore ma Iko tota isho tara maahi awisho o iko umika ashata a I oishato oima eika yunda ayota iko tota mayuto oya mikita ostata hamaita a iko to ima ashata a hoito amaikata ayoto ashata a o ama ayo tata ayo chota ayuto to ema a E o ma aia I to a ma I chita aia so to o ma ai ko o ma e ka to o. I ko to to a ma ya o ya to to a ya ai ko to ta ai to to hai ha to. I ko to ya ma ha ha. E ko to sho mai to o I ma ka ta a sho to to I ka ta a ma ha. I ko to chese ta ma I a ai to cho ma a ha. I ko to to ra mi ka ta a sho to to re ka ta a. A sho to to ra ka o I ma ka I sha to ai to o ma I ko to ai ka. E ko to ai ma ai ko to to ha ma ha. I ko to to a sho to to a mi ka ta ha sha. O to I ma sha ta a ka to ai ma ti ta a sho to. I ko to hai a to a. A ko sho ta a ma ka ha. I ko sho ta ai ma sha ta. O ma ai sho to a ko to hai ma ha. I ko to to a sho to to re ka ta a ma ka ta to to ma hai to hoi ma ha. E ko to o ma a ka a I sha ma I ko to a mai to kai o ma sha. E ko to to a ma chuchu o I mai ta ai ko to to a re ko to to mi ka ta a. I ko to sha ma a ka to ra ma a ka ta. I ko to to ra ma a I ko to a o re mi ka ta sha ta ma e ko to sha ma a. Sha ta sha ma ka ta ai ka ta ra ma ka ta sha ta para ki to sha ma I ka ta ra ko ma ha sha ta a. A sha ta ma ka ta ai ka ta ai sha ta ko ma I sha a ma ka o sha ta ka ma ke. O ka ta sha ma ai ka ta a. A ka tatare ke I sha ta ra a ai ka ta aha. I ko to sha ta I ka ta a. Sha ta ra ke ta a I ko sha ta I ka ta ta ra ma I ka ta aha. E ko sha ta ta re mi sha ta ta ra ko. I ko to ra ma ai sha ta ra ka ta ra a. Ha sha to ra ma I sha ta ta ra ke ta sha ta re me I ko to ra ma I ka ta ra ma a sha ta ta. E ko to ra ma ai ka ta ra ma ai sha ta ra mi ki ta ra ko to ra mi sha ta. E ko to sha ta ra ma ai ki ta ra ma ki ta ai sha ta ta ra ka ta. My presence, come out of it, come back down from the 8th dimension back into the 5th dimension. Now show me. Coming back from the 8th dimension back into the 5th dimension. Now show me. I'm going to read this card. 29. Sound the fierce flute. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your spiritual intentions. Like a fierce sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values and spiritual destiny without getting caught up in distraction. If you wish to grow spiritually through love, joy, and peace and abundance, then discerning between higher and lower vibrational choices is helpful. It is wise to be accepting of all life and to not judge people or situations as good or bad. Some are more pleasant than others, and yet sometimes the challenge can turn out to bring us great growth and opportunity, which in turn becomes a blessing. However, this does not mean that we are wise to abandon the power of choice. We can use our discernment to be guided on our path to the most joyful, uplifting, and helpful experiences for our soul growth. Discernment is not judgment. It does not render some things better or worse than others. It is the power of selection based on desire or intention. If we intend to grow through joy and adventure rather than fear or suffering, then we can use our discernment to make choices that feel expansive, uplifting rather than constrictive and draining. So that message goes on about using discernment to empower us. And the prayer is, Dearest Kuan Yin, who sees from the highest perspective and knows the truth in all situations, please help me to discern the best possible choices available to me. Bless me with the awareness I need to make choices that support my deepest desires this lifetime. May my spiritual intentions be blessed and manifest. Help me see beyond illusion. Beloved,
into the deeper truth of matters. Sound your flute so fierce with love and compassion and clarity. Om Mani Padme Hum. So that is the message today, and I think leading up for the next few days to election, discernment is very, very important, especially throughout Australia as we lead up to our election of what's happening in our government. So that is it from me. I'll try not to be as long next time to do a video, but yeah, stay authentic, stay true to yourself, and may you always be safe in peace, love and light. Goodbye for now.